Hey everybody, my name's Autumn Taylor, and as you know, E3 was just last week, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically Christmas time for gamers. It's when all communities join together and have a big celebration of all things games. So, I decided that this video, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 games that were at E3. Alright, first we're going to start my countdown off with number 5 on the list, which is Detroit Become Human by Quantic Dream. Now that title, first I just want to say, that title is terrible. Become Human would have been fine, but who names a game Detroit? Who names it Detroit? Now, like, okay, I can get past that. Games, you know, don't judge a game by its title, you know. So, first off, I just want to say that I am really skeptical of this because it's by Quantic Dream, and I was a little disappointed by Beyond Two Souls, which is their last one. And, so I just have some very mixed feelings about this one. And I'm hoping that their choices matter isn't a lie, like most of these choice-based games put out. Oh, your choices will matter. Your choices will make your ending, but it never works. Your ending relies on one sole choice at the end of the game. But, you know, I'm still excited for it. You know, the graphics look good, and the story seems interesting, and, you know, of course, whenever they say your choices are going to be a big part of the game, of course I just go, okay, I'm excited now, but then I'll probably be let down. But maybe not. That might work. Okay, so, you know. Number 4 on my list is Final Fantasy 15 by Square Enix. Now, I've never played any of the other 14 Final Fantasy games. Don't hate me, but it was never like my cup of tea. I was like, no. But this one, it's made me start reconsidering. They took out turn-based fighting, which I hated, and the graphics look awesome, and the gameplay looks really, really good. So as soon as I saw it, I was like, I may need this. Is this something I really want in my life? And that answer is yes! I do want this in my life. And it's also the game on my list that's coming out soonest, September 30th, which is not too long after my birthday. Probably not going to get it for my birthday because I have too many other things that I'm asking for, but it's still possible. Number 3 on my list is Days Gone by Bend Studio. Now this, they tricked me. They tricked me and stabbed me in the heart. They showed off that trailer at the Sony press conference, and I was like, oh, it's The Last of Us. But then it wasn't. That's how similar the game looks to The Last of Us. The graphics, the style of the land, the cars on the streets, the abandoned houses. Everything looked like The Last of Us until they said Days Gone. And even after they said Days Gone, I thought they were gonna trick us and say it's The Last of Us, Days Gone. Or the opposite, Days Gone, The Last of Us story. But it wasn't. And then they shut off the zombies, and I was like, wow, this definitely isn't The Last of Us. Which I don't even know if they're zombies, which according to The Last of Us, there wasn't zombies in that either. But they're zombies. They bite people, so they eat people. That's zombies, you know. Because you could be a cannibal and eat people. But that's off topic. Anyway, the graphics, they look awesome. The game looked really cool whenever they were playing it, and it's also open world, which worries me just a tad because I like story games, and sometimes whenever you play open world it causes the story to get lost. But maybe I just haven't played a good story open world game. Maybe they exist and just haven't found it yet. I don't know. You know. So it looked cool. I'm definitely excited for that, but the release date is still TBA, which is maddening whenever you're excited for a game. Yeah, it's cool. Number 2 on my list is Horizon Zero Dawn by Guerrilla Games, which looks freaking awesome. I mean, you're playing as a tribal girl named Aloy, and you have a bow and arrow, which I may say is one of my favorite weapons of all time. I mean, whenever I played Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 4, I was like, bow and arrow! And The Last of Us, whenever you got to play as Ellie, bow and arrow! Because that was your main thing that you played as. I mean, whenever you're playing as Joel, you had it, but whenever you had the choice to kill the zombies with your shotgun, or with your rifle, or your revolver, or any of your other weapons, it was like, this bow isn't working out too well for me, and I'm not finding very many arrows. So, yeah, and the graphics look awesome. Again, it's also open world, but with this one, I almost feel like I'm not too worried about that. It almost reminds me of Tomb Raider a little bit. Like, I know Tomb Raider wasn't a huge open world by, like, most standards, but you could veer off track and go to different, like, areas of the place and stuff like that, but your story's still stuck. Also, I have to say that those robot animals look crazy. I mean, there's, like, giant dinosaurs. It's like Jurassic Park meets Terminator. There's giant robots taking over the Earth, but there's, like, this shot in the trailer where she's walking or running or whatever, and she comes across this area. There's this big open field, and then there's these giant, like, long-necked dinosaurs, but they're robots, and it's like you imagine hearing the Jurassic Park theme song mixed with the Terminator theme song, and you're like, it's amazing. Number 1 on my list may not have a huge budget, may have not been shown off as much as the other games, but in my heart, it'll always be number 1. And that game is Yooka-Laylee by Playtonic Games. Now, why is this number 1 on top of Days Gone and Final Fantasy and Horizon Zero Dawn? Well, that's because it's being made by the same people who brought us Banjo-Kazooie. Now, that was a childhood treasure for me. I grew up playing so much of Banjo-Kazooie, like ungodly amounts. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Kazooie. And I would always wind up erasing my file, and then my older brother would have to play it over again, all the way until the point that we erased it. And then it would happen again, and again. But I'm older this time, so I won't be erasing my files on this game. The graphics, they look so much like Banjo-Kazooie. Fun characters are awesome. I mean, you got a chameleon and a bat, and I mean, you're running around as a chameleon with a bat on your back who can fly and pick up golden feathers, what it looks like. I wonder what game that was in. Oh, I don't know. Maybe Banjo-Kazooie? Yeah, you were a bear with a bird on your back and you could fly. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Well, that's because it's being made by the same people. And the music is back. I mean, that's one of the biggest things of Banjo-Kazooie was the music. I mean, I stopped playing it after a while, and my Nintendo 64 kind of got buried, and I started playing other games. But I always remembered the music. I always had that tune stuck in my head, and it was amazing. And just from the short little clips that we've heard from Yooka-Laylee, I'm excited for just the music. I'm excited for the game too, but the music, that's all we got. I'd be kind of disappointed, but I would still be like, man, check out this music! And also, the crazy voices are back. You know, the ones from Banjo-Kazooie, where they just make random noises that some people would argue is annoying, but for me, that is not annoying. It's amazing. So, yeah. Yooka-Laylee is going to be awesome. So, that concludes this list for my top 5 games at E3 this year. And if you liked this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, but you like video games, still give it a thumbs up. If you want more content, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you next week. Bye!